SEBI Grade A notification is out, and with few days in hand and a huge syllabus to cover, it is but obvious that you would be scared. But don't worry, we have got you covered. Presenting all you boards SEBI Grade A live crash course, which is tailor-made for your preparation for SEBI Grade A 2024 Phase 1 and Phase 2. It will not only have comprehensive lectures for all the 6 subjects for SEBI Grade A, but it will also have revision classes and MCQ practice sessions also within this course. So what are you waiting for? If you are an SEBI Grade A aspirant, go and check out our course.
Hello everyone, welcome to our board. My name is Dinkar and welcome again to the Topper Series interview. And today we are having Roshan Meena with all of us. He has cleared SEBI examination and he has given his precious time to all of us for discussing few of the things related to the examination and his strategy and everything. So before we can talk to our to Roshan, first of all, let me tell you, like he comes from a place, Jaipur in Rajasthan. This was his first attempt and he has cleared this examination in a span of 6 months. And the background and the educational qualification which Roshan is having, he has done his graduation from IIT Kharagpur in 2021 in mechanical engineering. Then he has worked for 1 or 2 months in a logistic company in Bangalore. And today he is with all of us and he will be sharing all his important tips and things regarding the examination with all of us. And now we are just welcoming Roshan to our session. Roshan, please join the session, please.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you so much for joining the session and congratulations from the whole team of Olive Board. And we are just congratulating you for this huge success that you have got in the examination within a span of 6 months. So that's a really great marvel that you have achieved.
Thank you, sir.
We are very delighted to have you over here and feeling very good. So Roshan, as you all know that there is some kind of motivation is there in every examination, right? So
right.
We wanted to know, like everybody wanted to know, like why you have selected SEBI as an examination to give.
So like during my graduation, so I had an interest in finance and economics. And so when I did my first internship in Bosch, India, so it was a core internship. So after that internship, I did not find my core background that attractive vis-a-vis the finance and economics. So I decided to target those companies. Like during my placement season, I targeted companies who are looking for who are coming with profile like finance and fintech companies like JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank. But unfortunately, I could not make to them, and I got placed in a logistic company.
Okay.
So last year when I graduated, I joined Bloodshare, and I worked there for one and a half months. And after that, due to some personal reasons, I had to resign. So, and I was also aware about the RBI and SEBI. And so then I thought of preparing for RBI and SEBI. So I take a 1 year off and thought I should give 1 year for these 2 regulatory bodies.
Okay.
So I started preparing for RBI initially. And so in the month of January, SEBI notification came.
Yes.
At that time, I decided, I should give more time to the SEBI preparation.
Yes.
And so that's how the things started.
Okay. So mostly you are focused on the RBI and SEBI as a regulatory body because you find that the background is very important for you.
Yeah,
and,
right.
And things. So great. So you have achieved one of the success in this examination, which is called as a highly coveted examination, lakhs of aspirants and only few seats together, right? So
right.
Roshan, as you know that this exam is divided into various stages like phase one, phase two, and interview. So, like how you have managed all the phases together, like if you can provide with a detailed strategy that you have followed during your preparation.
So when notification came, so I went through the syllabus first, and I also looked the previous year's papers. And so after going through the last year papers and this syllabus, and then I decided, okay, I so since I did not have much knowledge about the costing
Yes.
and account companies law, and I had studied subjects during my graduation like microeconomics, macroeconomics, Indian economy, and
Yes.
introduction to financial management. So I had some knowledge about economics and finance.
Okay.
And so to so I thought I should join a platform where I can I can cover subjects like management, costing, companies law from one particular platform. and and I had already made my mind that if I am following one particular source, I'm going to stick with it throughout the preparation.
Okay.
Because generally what happens, there is a lots of resources available out there. So, and there is always a FOMO, like fear of missing out. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so I had already made my mind that I am going to stick with one source, and I'm going to revise it multiple times.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so like for paper one, what I did, so since I'm from engineering background, so I did not devote much time to the QRE section. And since you just have to score qualifying marks, so
Yeah.
I did not give much time to the paper one, and I give more focused on the paper two. In paper two, my strategy was like, so there are 6 subjects, and so first I go through their syllabus, and what I found that commerce and accountancy is a bit complex and more
Yes.
conceptual in nature subject, and it takes more time to prepare.
Yes.
So what I did, I decided, okay, I'm going to leave this one subject for phase two. If I
Okay.
qualify the phase one, so during that time period, I would cover that subject.
Okay.
So before phase one, I covered these subjects: finance, economics, management, and costing, and companies act. So that was my strategy for phase one. So I tried to cover these 5 subjects broadly. Like again, one, I had already decided, okay, I'm not going into the depth. Rather, I would focus more on the like broadly on the subjects. Like I would try to cover more number of topics rather than going into the depth of any particular topic.
Yes. Yes.
So that was my strategy for phase one.
So that you have what you have done is that whatever where you are very good at, you have prepared it very well, and where you are looking like there's something you can left it out, so you will cover it during the last time, so that you are able to cover everything, so that you do not left many things outside, and still you are able to cover everything when you have gone for a phase two examination, right?
Right.
So
And also in phase one, you just have to clear the cutoff marks, qualifying marks. There is no cutoff as such. You just have to clear the qualifying marks. So that thing was in mind. That thing was there in my mind. Okay, I have to score the only cutoff marks for phase one.
it's just like in the phase one, actually, normally people say that I have to score so much, this much I will score. But the right strategy is always, because if the marks are not added, you just have to qualify that mark. Right. It's just like if the 100 marks is there, then if your 100 is the like cutoff mark, you just get 101. That's more than that. You just qualify. Yeah, that's a right strategy, because sometimes most people focus on too much on phase one, and they just forgot which are going to be counted. You are not preparing for that.
Right.
Yes, so that's a right strategy. Very good. So right now, then after that, the other stage comes as a mock interviews, right? Because actually
Yes.
going for an interview, you have to prepare for the mock interview. So we wanted to know like how you have prepared for the mock interviews.
So
So
for
are you preparing from the beforehand also, or you just prepared only when the face to answer result came?
so like during my placement, and I had prepared some questions, HR based questions.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like for the interview stage, I give three mock tests, three
Okay.
mock interviews. I give three mock interviews, and one of them with the Oli board.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So my strategy was like first I took my friend's help. So what I did, I gathered all the HR based questions from like Google and other resources. First, I tried to draft my own answer. Then
Mhm.
I sent them to my friends, and
Mhm.
I took their opinion. Okay, how it is sounding. Like
Mhm.
it's not too idealistic or not too like so, and and then and then I started giving mock interviews. And so like through mock interviews, I got good feedback and very good feedback, like where what are those areas where you have to focus more, how you can improve your response,
Yeah.
like if HR question is asked, how you
Mhm.
should respond.
Mhm.
And like for example, in my case,
Mhm.
I don't have much work experience to show.
Yes,
so
yes.
so so what I did, I utilized my graduation exposure. Like I during my graduation, I was involved in lots of other activities, for example product designing, hardware modeling. I was
Uh,
also involved in the sports activities.
yes,
And
yes.
I was so and during one of the competition, I we as a team developed a product.
Mhm.
So in my original interview, like so my actual interview, during one of the answer, I intentionally used that I was a member of a product designing team,
Mhm.
and we made that product. And
Mhm.
why I said this, because I knew that SEBI as an organization also develops products,
Mhm.
like for example aware people, to
Yeah.
generate financial awareness.
Yes,
For example,
yes.
Sarthi
Yeah.
app.
Okay.
There
Yes.
is some so like so and that one of so interview which I gave with the Oli board.
Mhm.
So during the Oli board mock
Mhm.
interview, the questions that were asked in that interview was like both both factual and analytical in nature.
Yes.
And same happened in my actual interview also.
Okay.
Questions that were asked were both in factual and analytical in nature.
Uh,
And I can remember that there were two three questions which were asked in my actual interviews that I had already
prepare.
that were already okay. Hello,
That you, yeah,
can
yeah,
you
yeah. Yes, yes.
so so there were some questions which have already been asked in my mock interviews,
Mhm.
that these same questions
Mhm.
asked my actual interview also.
Mhm. So this is the way you have prepared, like in the our olive board only, you have got so much of exposure of the questions. Like so, you just started feeling comfortable with the question, and some of the question you directly got into your final interview only from there only. So you find
Okay,
it very.
so like one of the question was like, so what was the SEBI's motive behind introducing the derivative instrument? And that same question was asked in my actual interview also.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So
And
it's, yeah.
another question is the how is US Fed high rate hikes is going to impact Indian economy? So
Oh,
these were the two questions that
mhm.
were actually asked in my actual interview.
Okay.
So like, and I was fully prepared
You
for
prepared.
these two questions.
Okay, so like means the mock interviews that you have taken at Olive Board has created a very good impression with you and during your final interviews, right? Because you have already prepared for that and you know how to answer that and you have already analyzed the situation. So right now it is not like something new has come in front of you. So you have already
Right, right,
prepared
right.
for that. That's the panel we are having. We create a panel like that. So we create a kind of a situation that is like a situation worse for any student, right? So that
Right, right, right.
anything you can face whenever the final interview comes. So how would you
Right,
rate
right.
your mock interviews panel? How would you rate it?
So like the mock interview was quite helpful, and the feedback that I got was very enriching for me, because
Okay.
I received some good suggestions from the panel, like
Yes, yes.
on my HR questions. How how should I respond more effectively? You know, like what can I use? Like how can I use my experience in my
Hmm.
HR based questions, so
Yes,
that so that to compensate that I don't have any work experience.
yes, yes, yes.
And so like, and again, unfortunately, these two questions, I was, when I answered these questions answers in my actual interview, the member was quite happy. Member was quite happy. Okay, because my answer was quite holistic in nature, because
Yes,
I
yes.
I think it helped me a lot.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, so since you said you have a very little work experience, so automatically the panel member also knows that he have very little knowledge about any work experience, but we can ask about his college details and everything, what he's doing at that
Right,
time.
right,
So you
right,
have
right, right,
prepared in a
right.
very right way. That is the right thing of preparation. Like whatever you have to show, you have shown that to everybody. So,
Right,
and
right,
even
right.
you know that like SEBI have a very different model and all those things. So you have prepared that models also and everything. It's very nice. Then we were just wanted to know like since you have cleared this examination, so every aspirants have a kind of feeling like if you can tell them like if somebody is starting from an scratch who doesn't
Okay.
have any knowledge regarding this examination. So, what would you suggest to these aspirants? Like, if you can say, like, how you should
So
go
like,
about phase one, phase two, or like you just tell in this way, if possible.
I would give four suggestions to the aspirants. Like first one is stick to one source, select one source, and throughout your preparation, try to stick to one source. Like have faith in your selected source, because most of the candidates, have this feeling of FOMO, like fear of missing out generally, because there are lots of information out there, and
Yes.
what happens when we try to read one particular topic from different sources, we
Hmm.
feel very underconfident.
Yes. Yes.
So have faith in your selected source and stick to it, like throughout the preparation. Like second one is try to focus on covering the width of the subject vis-a-vis the depth, because it's a generalist exam. Like you don't have to be expert, or don't have to become expert in
Yes.
any of the subject.
Yes.
Also, like, and third suggestion is like have a broad idea about your weakness and strengths. Like in my case, I knew that I have decent command over economics and finance,
Hmm.
but and I at the same time I also knew that commerce and accountancy is one subject where I have to put lots of effort.
But yes. Yes.
And so you should have broad idea about your strengths and weakness, so that
Yes.
you can accordingly strategize your preparation.
Strategize. Yes.
And the last one is that once you complete this syllabus, try to give as many mock tests as possible, because through mock tests you actually know where you stand.
Hmm.
So like these are the four suggestions I want
Okay.
to give the
So,
experience.
I would just like summarize the things that you have said for the aspirants. Like, if like as per Roshan, he has said that please make sure that you should not have any kind of fear of missing out. Make sure
Right.
that you select one source and stick to the source and revise it multiple times, as many times as you can, and focus on covering the width of the syllabus, not the depth, because very generalistic exam, you will not be asking too many technical things over there. So try to cover the width of the syllabus. And then you should, everybody knows their weakness and strengths. So make sure that you have your understand whatever the weakness you are having, what are the strengths you are having, improve on your strength and also increase your strength on your weakness also. Right. And at the last, as everybody's looking forward, that try to give out as many mock tests as possible, because that are only going to analyze your actual performance that we're going to do in your examination. That Roshan wanted to tell. So is just 1 minute, Roshan. Is anybody wanted to ask anything from the Roshan, like aspirants? Anything, any questions you have for Roshan? We have some aspirants who have joined, so let's see if they have anything to ask. So one student is asking like how you have prepared for phase 2.
Okay, so for phase 2, my strategy was, so there was one subject, commerce and accountancy. So
Yeah.
Immediately after the phase 1, I started preparing for commerce and accountancy subject.
Yes.
So, and also during the phase 1, I watched the company's lectures videos. I did not prepare any notes, but
Okay.
during phase 2, I made my own notes through lecture videos for companies act, because it's very factual in nature. So if you prepare your own note in, let's say, 2-3 pages, then you can easily revise it in let's say in 2-3 hours. And it's quite scoring. Once you have good hold over it, you can score good marks, because questions from companies that are very factual in nature.
Yes.
So I completed commerce and accountancy subject, and the other I made the notes for Companies Act. Once this was done, I started giving mocks. So during my phase 2 preparation, I gave as many mock tests as possible, and then accordingly I revised the subjects. So, and for paper 1, descriptive paper, since I have a habit of reading newspaper, I have been reading newspaper from my college days. So I have some idea about the general issues, and but for essay, like I gathered some data from different sources, magazines and newspapers. And so, and also I give one mock test for descriptive paper just to check my typing speed, because so overall I have decent understanding over like how to write essay and how to write essay and comprehension. But since my typing speed was not that great, so I try to focus on typing speed. So like for paper 2, how I approach the actual phase 2 paper. So for paper 1, what I did, so I had already made my mind. If paper is going to be lengthy, what I would do, I would shorten the length of essay, précis, and the comprehension, but I would not leave any question. So that same strategy I followed in the actual phase 2 paper. So I covered so I did not leave any question. So for example, the essay paper, for example, essay question. So one has to write 200 words. Words essay. So in what I did, I write 180 to 90 words. Essay, some less 15 or 20 words comprehension. But I cover all the questions. For paper 2, what I did, because since every question has equal marks, and there are numerical questions also. So first, in my first reading, I tried to answer those questions which are factual in nature and analytical conceptual nature, which are not numerical. So in my first reading, I answered all these questions, and in my second reading, I try to answer the numerical questions because generally it takes times to answer them.
Yes, yes, yes.
So that is how I planned my strategy for like attempting the paper.
Attending the paper, yes. So this was the strategy that you are already very sure, like how you are going to write the paper, whatever it comes. Okay,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
first reading, second reading, then you are already sure and you are not confused in your mind. So that is the best thing. Like so during the time of examination, the students get confused, like what to do. It's a difficult paper now. What I should do first or next. So you are already sure that first of all I will do this way only. So that was a strategy you have adopted, and you are confident in yourself, like I will be able to do it in a proper way. And really a very great marvel that you have achieved in this highly coveted examination. So Roshan, very congratulations for your huge success, and best of luck for your future endeavors. Thank you for joining and taking us time to make our aspirants to know the things like what they have to follow and how they have to follow. The best thing is that have very little resources, revise this multiple times, and give as many tests as you can. So you can improvise on that, because once you don't write the test, you do not know where you are lagging and what is your strength. So that was a very good step that you have followed. So thank you so much, Roshan, for joining us. It's really great talking to you, and best of luck for your future. Thank you so much, Roshan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Bye.